You sit quietly, but your mind keeps running. A simple thought becomes a maze. A small worry becomes a storm. You replay conversations, second-guess decisions, and imagine hundreds of outcomes that may never happen. This is overthinking, and it doesn't bring peace. It only brings exhaustion. Overthinking is often misunderstood. Many believe it's a sign of intelligence, of careful preparation or responsibility. But in reality, it's a protective mechanism that has spun out of control. It's not thinking that serves you, it's thinking that traps you. The root of overthinking lies in fear. Fear of uncertainty, fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of making the wrong choice. The brain is wired to protect us. Thousands of years ago, the brain needed to scan for threats to physical survival. Today, the threats aren't lions or predators. They are social situations, careers, relationships, and life decisions. But the brain reacts the same way. It activates the same threat response, keeping you stuck in endless analysis. You tell yourself, if I think more, I'll prevent mistakes. If I consider every option, I'll make the right choice. If I predict every outcome, I'll avoid pain. But the truth is, thinking more doesn't guarantee safety. It guarantees paralysis. The more you think, the more afraid you become, because no decision ever feels perfect. Overthinking feeds on uncertainty. The mind craves certainty because uncertainty feels unsafe. We are uncomfortable with not knowing. So we search for answers where no answers exist. We try to predict life as if it's a controllable formula, but life remains unpredictable. And that reality fuels the endless loop. Social pressure makes it worse. We fear judgment. We fear disappointing others. We fear failing in front of people who expect us to succeed. This pressure magnifies every decision. The more we feel watched, the harder it becomes to choose freely. Often, overthinking is rooted in the past. If you've experienced failure, rejection, or criticism before, your brain remembers the pain. It tries to protect you from repeating it. It says, let's analyze this more. Let's wait. Let's not take the risk. But this protection becomes a cage. There's also perfectionism, the belief that you must choose perfectly or not at all, that there's one right answer, and every other choice will lead to disaster. Perfectionism convinces you that your self-worth depends on flawless execution, so you keep thinking, trying to eliminate every flaw before acting. Overthinking doesn't only affect big decisions. It infiltrates your daily life. What should I say? How will they respond? What if I offend someone? What if I fail? What if I succeed and can't maintain it? What if? The questions pile up endlessly. Over time, overthinking affects your mental and physical health. It creates anxiety, insomnia, exhaustion, irritability, and even physical symptoms like headaches or digestive issues. The stress chemicals your brain releases while overthinking affect your entire body. Your nervous system remains stuck in fight or flight mode. You might notice that overthinking leads to procrastination. You delay decisions, tasks, and responsibilities. The fear of choosing wrong makes inaction feel safer than action. You tell yourself, I just need more time. But time doesn't solve overthinking. Time feeds it. The cycle feels endless, but there is a way out. The first step to stopping overthinking is awareness. You must recognize when you're stuck in the loop. Pay attention to your thoughts. Notice the repetitive nature. Catch yourself and say internally, I'm overthinking right now. This simple act of naming the pattern begins to weaken its power. After awareness comes acceptance. Accept that life contains uncertainty. You cannot eliminate all risk. You cannot predict every outcome, and that's okay. Life isn't meant to be fully controlled. The more you resist uncertainty, the more anxious you become. Practice separating facts from fears. When you're overthinking, write your thoughts down. Ask yourself, is this a fact or is it a fear? Is this a real problem or am I imagining potential problems? Labeling your thoughts helps you see where anxiety is driving your mind. Set time limits on your thinking. Give yourself permission to analyze a situation, but only for a specific amount of time. For example, allow 20 minutes to consider your options. After that, make a decision or take a break. Without limits, the mind will spiral indefinitely. Shift from thinking to action. Overthinking thrives on inaction. The more you delay, the more your anxiety grows. Take small steps. Action gives your brain real data instead of imagined scenarios. When you act, you see that most fears never become reality. Develop your tolerance for discomfort. Fear tells you that uncertainty is dangerous, but discomfort is not danger. Learn to sit with discomfort without rushing to escape it. Over time, your brain learns that it can survive uncertainty. This reduces the need for endless analysis. Ground yourself in the present moment. Overthinking lives in the future and the past. Mindfulness brings you back to now. Pay attention to your breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Look around and name what you see. touch something textured. Grounding interrupts the mental spiral. Your body is an ally in calming your mind. When you feel yourself spiraling, breathe deeply. Inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. This signals safety to your nervous system. Movement also helps. Walk, stretch, exercise. Physical motion discharges mental tension. Limit information overload. Too much input feeds overthinking. Endless scrolling, news consumption, and social media comparisons make your brain feel overwhelmed. Curate your information diet. Consume only what serves you. Protect your mental space. Surround yourself with supportive people. Isolation fuels overthinking. Sharing your worries with someone you trust helps release their grip. Often, verbalizing your fears shows how distorted some of them are. Safe people bring perspective. Practice self-compassion. Overthinking often carries shame. You judge yourself for struggling. You feel weak for not having clarity. But overthinking doesn't mean you're broken. It means your brain is trying too hard to protect you. Treat yourself with kindness. Understand that your brain's intention is not to harm you. It wants safety, not paralysis. Thank your mind for its attempt to protect you. Then gently redirect it toward trust and peace. Develop decision-making routines. Overthinking often comes from fear of making decisions. Create simple systems for yourself. Define your values. Use those values to guide choices. When decisions align with your core values, they become easier. Sometimes, remind yourself of this simple truth. You've made countless decisions in your life, and most of them worked out. Even when they didn't, you adapted. You've survived every wrong turn. You've learned. You're stronger now because of it. Train yourself to view mistakes not as disasters, but as teachers. Mistakes offer feedback, not failure. Progress happens through imperfect action. Growth comes from learning, not from perfection. Visualize letting go. Picture your overthinking as a tangled ball of string. See yourself gently loosening the knots one by one. Visualize placing the tangled ball down and walking forward. Mental imagery can rewire emotional patterns. Gratitude helps break mental loops. When your mind spirals, shift focus to what's good. Name 5 things you're grateful for in this moment. Gratitude shifts the nervous system from threat mode to safety mode. Sleep hygiene matters. Lack of sleep worsens overthinking. Establish calming bedtime routines. Avoid screens before bed. Practice deep breathing as you lie down. Rested minds are less prone to spirals. If necessary, seek professional support. Chronic overthinking may be linked to anxiety disorders, trauma, or perfectionism. Therapy provides tools to rewire thought patterns and heal underlying wounds. You don't have to face overthinking alone. Remember, the goal isn't to stop thinking entirely. Thought is necessary. Planning has its place. The goal is to stop thinking in circles that lead nowhere. The brain is capable of change. Neuroplasticity allows you to rewire how you respond to fear, uncertainty, and choice. Each time you interrupt the overthinking cycle, you build new mental pathways. Each time you act despite fear, you strengthen confidence. Over time, peace becomes your brain's new default. Trust grows. Decisions feel lighter. Uncertainty feels less threatening. You reclaim energy that once fueled endless thought loops. You may never fully eliminate overthinking. Thoughts will always come. They no longer control you. You choose which thoughts deserve your attention. You're allowed to make choices without full certainty. You're allowed to move forward even when you feel afraid. You're allowed to live without knowing every outcome. Peace isn't found in controlling every detail. It's found in trusting yourself to handle what comes. Breathe, release, act, live. This is Mind Unlocked, and your awareness is your power.